Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombies. So are we really in a bear market? The truth might shock you. Now I know what you're saying. K-Dub, come on with the clickbait. What's going on right now? But hold on. I actually have something I really want to show you, and this is based on statistics and numbers, and we're going to get into it. But as usual, I want to say thank you for coming back to the channel. It is Monday, back on the grind. Let's have a look at what's going on. So we're seeing kind of a mix of green and red, almost like we're getting an early Christmas here. So if we have a look, we could see that, Bitcoin dominance is still at 52.2%, sitting around that $6,400 mark. And yeah, not really too much happening. If we look at the biggest gainers of the day, we have MOAC up 19%, NEM, Ethereum, which I've never heard of before, Insight Chain, Eternal Token, CyberMiles, Lisk, Dash, MadeSafe, and Nexo, all doing quite well today. Now, getting back to how I started the video off, are we really in a bear market? Let's have a look. So, if you guys come over to CoinMarketCap, you can go up to tools right here. Some of you are very familiar with this feature. Maybe some of you didn't know it existed. So you go to tools, you go to historical snapshots, click it, all right? This basically shows you, different snapshots of different days over time. So let's go back to last year. Today's the 12th. So this is exactly 1 year ago, according to CoinMarketCap. So let's have a look at some of these prices. So 1 year ago, Bitcoin was $6,118. Bitcoin today is, let me go back to the regular ones. Bitcoin is $6,404, which means that we are actually up over 1 year. From 1 year ago, we're actually up $300 on Bitcoin. Let's look at some of the other guys over here. So Ethereum was 306, so we are down on that. Bitcoin Cash had a 175% increase in a 7-day period. So Bitcoin Cash had some crazy pumps back in the day. We're going to just eliminate that because that is crazy. But look, we have XRP, 20 cents. Okay, what's XRP at today? 52 cents. How about Stellar? Stellar's 27 cents. What was it last year? 3 cents. Okay, so you can kind of see the point what I'm kind of showing you here, right? So we have IOTA. IOTA was 57 cents a year ago. What's IOTA today? Okay, 50 cents. So it pulled back 7 cents. But the point that I'm trying to basically make is we're pretty much damn near on par with where we were last year. I mean, most of these prices are around the same area. I think Litecoin pulled back 10 bucks. So you got $51 Litecoin. If we go back to last year, 60 bucks. So I mean, is that really like a bear market? So, the one thing that I wanted to point out is, as you can see right here, it says that Bitcoin reached its all-time high on December 17th of 2017, and it was $19,783. Apparently, that's the highest recorded. Okay, it never actually technically touched 20. Maybe it did on some smaller exchanges, but officially, that was never the overall amount. So I want you to look at this chart. So if we go back to exactly a year ago, this is a year ago, this right here, all of this, from here to here, from 6,000 all the way up to almost 20K, literally happened in about a month's time, with the majority of the spike happening within a 3-week period. So when we continue to look at this and go, oh, it's the bear market, is it the bear market though, is my question? Because this was the part that didn't make any sense. This right here was the craziness that happened in a month. But if we follow this trajectory, right? I mean, look, where are we today? 6,400. So really, when you look at it, I think that it's just been a crazy, crazy year moving forward. So bull or bear? You let me know. Now, I wanted to talk about some other things that are definitely letting me know to keep an eye on crypto, that they are talking about it. And what do these guys do? Look, we have this guy, again, Nouriel Roubini. Cryptocurrencies have failed and blockchain still has yet to be proven useful. Well, I noticed that a lot of these media FUD articles tend to come around right around the time that these guys are accumulating. But yeah, so blockchain still has yet to be proven useful. Well, that's interesting. Tell that to IBM, who literally just filed another patent for scientific research using blockchain, led by a team at IBM's Watson Research Center. So their latest patent can be thought of as an elaborate software changelog, but for science, or as the filing puts it, a system that provides a tamper-resistant log of scientific research. But hey, there's no use for blockchain, right? And, forget about Bitcoin. Forget about the fact that we're about to get over 4,000 Bitcoin ATMs worldwide. But nobody's using this money. Why would we build these ATMs, right? It's completely pointless. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing, too, is if you want to look at what Ethereum co-founder has said, Joseph Lubin, he says that blockchain is basically going to change society from scarcity to abundance. That's the mindset that we're going to have. He said this recently in an interview with the New York Times. So he says we're going to see more in control of our identity and our agency on these different decentralized networks. And I think that's going to create more wealth, more interest in expressing ourselves. And I think that there will be more appetite for luxury than less. Okay? And here, let's just play devil's advocate. Let's just say that crypto is horrible as a form of currency. Let's just say it totally sucks, okay? Look at what Richard Hart said. He says the best thing a blockchain can do is store value. Being a payment network is 10 times less valuable. Look, market cap of gold, 7.7 trillion. Visa, 320 billion. MasterCard, 212 billion. PayPal, 101 billion. Gold is 10 times more valuable than all of those others combined, and no one's using gold to buy coffee. So do not underestimate the value of the Bitcoin. And I just wanted to point this out. So guys, you can go to CoinMarketCap, you can have a look at some of these prices, and you can see that for the most part, oh, hey, look, BitConnect. Well, that's one thing that I think we're all glad that isn't in the top anymore. But for the most part, yeah, you can look at some of these prices and you realize that a lot of them are very, very, very similar to where we are today. So I encourage you to have a look for yourself, go back a year ago and see some of these prices, and you'll realize that a lot of them are up, many of them are close to breaking even, and some of them are down minor percentages. Like we're talking maybe 10 to 15% over the course of a year. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys before we move on. I figured that would be a great way to start off the day. Now, moving on to the actual news of the day, we have South Korea's Upbit to launch crypto exchanges in Thailand and Indonesia. Oh, wait, hold on. I thought that Bitcoin and blockchain were failing, guys. So why is one of the largest exchanges in South Korea adding an exchange in Thailand and Indonesia with over 130 coins and 240 trading pairs? I don't know. Just kind of throwing it out there. Also, you have Santander becoming the first UK bank to use Ripple for cross-border payments. But it's totally useless, guys, right? I mean, why would we use crypto, right? Okay, I'll stop with the sarcasm. But do you see the point that I'm trying to make? Don't listen to these news articles. Don't listen to these guys. They're buying it up on the dip. They're buying it OTC. They want the Bitcoin. Ignore them. We're not really in a bear market if you look at it over the course of the year. Yes, if you entered cryptocurrency for your first time ever in January, then yes, this seems like the absolute most treacherous, worst thing that could have possibly ever happened to you. But if you were in a year ago, it's actually not that bad. And if you were in more than a year, and like a year and a half ago, chances are you're probably up. So just be patient. Just be patient, guys. Also, let's talk about the Bitcoin Cash hard fork because that's on everybody's mind lately. So some interesting news has come to surface lately in regards to this. So you do have futures trading happening right now over at Poloniex. But the interesting thing is, even though pre-fork trading should never be considered as an accurate indicator for future sentiment, this is interesting that Bitcoin Cash, Satoshi's vision, actually managed to turn around from a low of 50 to go above $100 in a short time. So this also meant that Bitcoin Cash ABC dropped from a high of $550 to a low of around $400. Another important metric that I wanted to point out is if you come over to this site right here, which is cash.coin.dance, you can actually see that Bitcoin SV has a higher hash rate currently than that for Bitcoin ABC. So that begs the question, what are these miners going to do? Because we know that inevitably these guys are going to dance back and forth all day and they're going to go to whatever chain is most profitable. That's something to keep in mind. Also keep in mind that Bitcoin Cash has a much faster rate of adjustment okay? Whereas Bitcoin actually takes some time to adjust. These are a lot faster. So you might have guys hopping back and forth a lot quicker than we did when it came with Bitcoin. Also, before we move on, I just wanted to let you know currently where the exchanges are standing on it. You have Poloniex saying that they're neutral. Obviously, they're doing the futures trading. Bitfinex is also neutral. Kraken is going to support Bitcoin ABC. Binance is taking a neutral stance. And Coinbase says that apparently they're going to support Bitcoin Cash ABC. But they said the same thing with Ethereum, and then look what happened. You know, a year later, they end up giving everyone, or a little bit over time, they gave everyone their Ethereum Classic. So they'll probably hold it and maybe distribute it over time as well. We'll have to see about that moving forward. Also, I wanted to get into some coin news, talk about some projects. So I wanted to talk about everything you need to know about IOTA, XDK2 MAM, and Bosch XDK. So this is a little bit technical. You guys may not be familiar with this. However, I'm sure you are familiar with Bosch. I mean, they're a pretty popular company. A lot of us have different products of Bosch in our everyday households. So basically, this is the XDK2 MAM right here. If you guys are interested in how that works, I wanted to just point out one fact down here. They talk about some of the potential use cases for the XDK in the IOTA data marketplace. So here's basically the 3 points I wanted to take away. So a company decides, these are examples. A company decides to rent out their machines and measure the exact amount of time a consumer used the machine and then bills them accordingly with IOTA, or that XDK confirms that a machine is operating under proper conditions and sets up these data transactions on the Tangle for both the operator and the supplier to see. And finally, the XDK is used for an audit trail in a similar concept. If data must be transported under specific conditions, the XDK can monitor this, and the IOTA Tangle creates a paperless record for all parties to follow. So I have to give it to IOTA. I mean, they really have been out there doing a lot. I mean, look, even over here, it says IOTA has been invited to the Frankfurt European Banking Congress this Friday. And if you're not familiar, basically, the EBC is one of Europe's most important Congress of banking and finance, in the sector. So there you go, guys. That's more news from IOTA as well. I also wanted to talk about, you have StartEngine actually developed a new ERC standard. So you guys are familiar with ERC-20s. Those are basically like the tokens that we trade on exchanges. ERC-721s, 1155s. Those are collectibles like crypto kitties. Now they have 1450, and it's a protocol that allows for smart contracts to be deployed while providing users the benefits of the security offered through regulations, as well as those from a decentralized environment. So, oh wait, one more time, I gotta be sarcastic, right? But, Bitcoin and crypto is a total failure, right? Except that, we're in the process of developing standards for security tokens to appease regulation so that more institutions can get involved. But, that's none of my business. Moving on, I also wanted to talk about, speaking of ERC standards, we have Monarch Token. They have officially published an update to support all ERC-20s on their Android wallet. So currently right now you have iOS and Android both supporting literally every single Ethereum ERC-20 based token, which, as you guys know, is I think that's roughly 90% of all tokens out there on the market. So if we go back to CoinMarketCap, we have 2,094 tokens total. Roughly about 90% of those are ERC-20s. So that's a lot of freaking tokens. Also, moving on, I wanted to talk about Fantom. Now, this is a project that there was a lot of FUD when it first came out due to the way that the ICO was structured. I didn't get involved. I didn't buy any of it. I heard of it. But long story short, they actually have recently entered a multi-billion-dollar strategic alliance with Japanese real estate giant Tosei Corporation. So if you're not familiar, these guys are the industry leader in real estate development and revitalization. It has over 5.5 billion US dollars in assets under management. Founded in the 1950s, the company has been ushering into a new era of property management as an innovator in real estate industry. Looks like people are excited about this news. I don't know. I've been looking into Fantom, actually. It was one of those projects I've been looking into. Let's see. And it dropped back down. So, yeah, there you go. That was it. Everyone got excited. Now they're selling. I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, moving on. I wanted to talk about this. So this actually comes from a YouTuber. His name is Code Expert. And he released it looks like 6 video series for Tron smart contract beginner tutorial. So if this is something that you're interested in, I'm not a coder. I don't do coding. That's not my thing. But, he actually goes into it. He shows you how to do it. How to get involved in this. So I just want to put it out there. If anyone is looking to develop on Tron, this is a great place to start. So definitely check that out. Also, guys, speaking of these collectibles and things on the blockchain, let's talk about the pre-sale for EMONT. So what I thought was cool about this is they remind me of Legos. They're kind of like, I feel like they're trying to hit that like nostalgia point, you know, for like those older generation, not older generation, you know, I'm an 80s, 90s person myself. But yeah, so basically you buy them and the tokens are Legos essentially. And you can actually take the tokens and then build your own characters, which they're calling Cubegons. Right? So I don't know, it's pretty clever. Like, I'm really interested in seeing all these different things that they're doing with blockchain gaming as well. And if that's not enough to brighten your day, there's this article that came out on CBC that says, I was beginning to lose hope. Woman battles bank for 2 years of information of her own account. So I can't believe this is serious. But yeah, this is crazy. A bank would not give a woman her own bank account information. So definitely check that out. And guys, if you don't think that we're early and if you don't think this is the beginning, this has been circulating around online. Again, it's how to send an email in 1984. So the guy, he has to unplug the cable, plug it into his modem, then plug the thing in, and he's got to sign on, and it's crazy. I mean, look at this. And it's like a 6-minute video. You got to go through all these different steps. You have to confirm all these different things. Then you got this lady over here in her database network of, I don't even know what's going on. So, you know, this is 1984. Think about how long it took to really get email to where it was supposed to be. So I'll drop that in the link below. That was pretty funny, guys. And if that didn't make you happy, I also wanted to just show you guys, I found this really cool chart. It's on my Twitter. If you're not following me, it's at the Crypto Zombie, but check this out. So this is like one of the best cheat sheets I've ever seen. A lot of people, like there's so many blockchains out there, it's so hard to know the difference between all of them. So look at this. It goes into talk about, it has over 20 different blockchains. You know, it goes into mainnet, block time, DEX, STK, atomic swap, sidechain, smart contract, language, market cap. So here you go. I mean, it's got, look at these, Komodo, Aeon, Nulls, Icon, EOS, ARC, Lisk, OneChain, Neo, Qtum. There's so many different on here, so definitely check that out, guys. And that being said, I want to say thank you so much for coming back to the show. It is Monday. I know a lot of you in the US might have the day off. I'm not taking today off because it's back on the grind, and crypto never sleeps, guys. So thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys are awesome. I freaking love you. Everyone that's been liking, subscribing, commenting, you know, just getting involved in the community, joining the Telegram chat. I love having a conversation with you guys, signing up for the newsletter, whatever it is. Thank you so much for coming back and joining the Crypto Zombies community. You are freaking awesome. That being said, my name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.